Hello, this is Mike Simmons, and this is a brief tutorial on how to set up your first Slack workspace for a publications staff. Here we go. First step, you're going to get into slack.com. I'm doing this in Safari because my primary account is linked into my Chrome browser. Up at the top right, you're going to click on Get Started. And assuming that you're making a space for the first time, you're going down here to blue, create a new workspace. I'm going to put in my email address, iteachyearbook@gmail.com, and I'm going to confirm that. Now, over to my email, I'm about to get an alert. I'm going to have to jump browsers for just 1 second and go get that confirmation code. And this should come across in just a couple seconds for you. Hopefully just a couple seconds for me. 275885. All right. So here we go. 275885. There we go. Okay. So here it's going to prompt you through a number of queues. I'm just going to call this test pub for like test publication. This could be for your yearbook staff, newspaper staff, what have you. So test pub. Going to go to next. What's a project your team is working on? We'll call it next year, 2020. I don't recall that doing that to me last time, but your mileage may vary. All right, who else is working on this project? This would be where you would want to drop in all of your staff members via their email address. Part of our being a member of our staff, everybody has a mandated Gmail account. You can do those individually. I'm not sure what would happen if you had like 20 addresses and you copied them and then clicked in this top one and hit paste right here. I'm not sure if it would populate all 20 down. You can also spawn a invite link to share. Sometimes I'll do that and shorten it at like tinyurl.com and put it up on the board so that students all do that, or send it to their email, or we can skip for now. Now I'm going to add in my wife. She'll wonder why she's getting emails about this, and I'll add in my other email address just so that we can have an example. So there's 2 addresses there. I'm going to add those teammates, and oh, okay, that's why it asked me what we're working on for our channel. All right, channels are a place where projects or communications can live. We will set up this channel first. And as we get in here, I want to draw your attention to a couple of things. First of all, up top, you can see that the name of my organization, TestPub, it was supposed to be TestPub, but I went with Tesserae. At any rate, if you entered the name of your publication, if you were the Indian Yearbook and you did Indian YBK or Summit YBK, you'd get in there on .slack.com. The account that you're setting up right now is free. If you use it a lot, it is possible to fill it past its capacity. And what we've learned is that we kick off a new Tesserae Slack workspace each year. So this past year, as a matter of fact, I can show you, we were at testv5.slack.com. And you can see that right up here, top left, testv5.slack.com. So your mileage may vary, but you may want to establish a new domain for this each year. So we are in our Slack workspace now. I'm going to finish signing up and we'll see what that's about. My full name, okay, so I'll do Mr. Simmons. I'll set up my password. I'm just going to make this yearbook. Please don't hack me. And I'm going to decline those emails. I'm going to put a number in there that you can't see, so you can't hack me. Slack workspace name, yeah, so I'll do test pub 2020 so that we know it's that year. We'll call it volume 6, something like that. And here, okay, so this is interesting. So even at this late stage, we could change this subdomain, these first letters in front of slack.com. So if I wanted to, I could put in V6, which in fact is what we'll do with Tesserae here in another month or two when we kick off going into July and August. But that would just be an example there. I'm going to add in some garbage here because we would never use this, but I don't want it to harm somebody else's account. We go to finish. Your Slack workspace is all set. Now, it says you can explore Slack here. I'm going to take you guys through just a couple of things on basics that we would do with my kids. First and foremost, if you come up here, we've sent out email invites to me on my alternate email and my wife, but nobody's responded to those yet. But if I click on this little icon, this person top left, you can see that there's one member over here, and this is me. This flyout menu has in it channel details, the 2020 channel. I can set its purpose, discussion of, chocolate chip cookies. Sure. Good to go. I've got one member there. That's fine. You'll see that Slack populates with general and random channels from a start. Open channels just are identified by hashtag. Everybody who's added to Slack at the starting point is added to general. I think that as new members join, they'll get automatically added to this channel as well. You've got a random channel. That's where we just park random conversations, silly stuff. But we can also add channels, right? So when I go to CSPA every March, I make a new Slack channel and add people to it. So I'll go CSPA, let's see, 2019 we just went to, and I'll create that channel. And then down here, once I've got my whole staff populated, this list would be 40 people long. And if you type in part of a name, LAU, you can see right here, Laurelyn, my wife's email address comes up by just typing LAU. If I type MIC, you can see my email address comes up. So I'd be able to populate, the dozen or 20 kids going with me to CSPA. So that's a good option. I can make that private as well so that the rest of the staff can't see it, or such that the rest of the staff's phones and alerts aren't pinged by all the conversation there. By making it private, you can see right here, I've got a little padlock, and that shows me that has, again, become private. I'm going to go ahead and create that private channel. And you can see it's populated over here on the side, and it's got the padlock on it. We're good to go there. I could also direct message people if there were other people in here. I could click on the plus sign and send, I could go to LAU, and Laurelyn would come up here, and I could hit go, and I could do a private message. You can do that with up to 10 people. It's great for editors or small working groups within Slack. Let me go over to our Slack and show you what some of that looks like. So here we are in Tesserae V5. This is this year's 2019-2020 book. And you can see I've got conversations here. Okay, so good morning at everyone. This was yesterday. When you do at everyone or at channel, at everyone only works in the general channel, and at channel works in any channel to notify any members of that channel that there's a message there for them. We were trying to get books distributed to these final 28 kids who haven't picked up, and you can see I posted there. Now, when I did that, one of my staff members, you can see down here, it says 2 replies. And you can create threaded replies, there we go, by hovering over here and replying to a thread right here. And over in the side panel, you can see that Sarah let me know that a couple kids are just their status about book pickups, and then I did thank you at Sarah, and you can see as I hover on her name, that's going to provide a notification. It's going to ping her phone and let her know that I replied back to her. Couple things. Let's see, something that I can show you. Okay, so right here, shout out to Cyrus for getting after his portion of a video team project. But thank you, video team. Just a little shout out there. You can see right here, there's these emoji replies underneath the message right down here. And these are a great way that we've kind of got in our culture of students to acknowledge a message without having to do a reply, because replies would notify everybody's phones if they have notifications set on this channel. But I can get in here and post, a saxophone or whatever. We have a custom icon that one of our students added for Tesserae in here, and the black flag is the video team's kind of icon. They've taken that over. So in shouting them out, I got some replies there. Again, emoji, it's just a great way for us to have a sense that messages have been acknowledged. I want to scroll back and see if I can find one from one of my editors in chief. They would do Sunday updates and say, hey, staff, please reply in with your favorite, food-based emoji or whatever. Sorry, I'm not finding one here. But at any rate, it would be a Sunday night update. And so how about this? From one of our editors-in-chief, hey, channel, don't forget the distro shirts are $10. Please remember, and then 15 of our kids out of 43, unfortunately, but 15 of them acknowledged that. Here you can see we're tagging out people, asking them for their shirt sizes, and people are acknowledging those. So we tag Merica Griffin right here, and then Merica acknowledged that without saying got it. And because she acknowledged with an emoji, it doesn't blow up everybody's phones. Now, those notifications, just scrolling back down here, those notifications within a channel are at the browser interface over here in this gear right here, and then notification preferences. And so you can ignore at everyone and ignore and mute the entire channel if you wish, but we ask that everybody keep general turned on. Over here in photo, if I go to notification, yeah, it's the same ones here. The interface is a little different within the app on notifications, but it's found kind of up there. I think it's maybe a triple dot instead of a gear, but the app is very, very, very much like this browser with a purple bar, a white bar, and then this accessory bar as you swipe from left to right. The app is just fantastic. You can see some of our other channels over here. V6, that's the one we're working on now, theme. So that's where people are parking theme ideas. V5 editors, my EI3, my 3 editors-in-chief, I have a private conversation with them. A parking lot is a place where we post resources, our style guide, things like that. We've got kids working on the New Voices campaign. So these are all, there's Chicago from November and CSPA from March. I never deleted those. And my editors for next year's book. So we've got all sorts of private conversations there. And there's great opportunities for communication and all the rest. There's a bit more to explore with what you're seeing here in the photo channel. I'll get to that in another video. But for now, I hope you found this initial setup useful. Good luck.